And good day, everyone. We're coming on the air with breaking news from the Middle East, where Hamas has released one American hostage from Gaza. American woman Liat Beinin was among those freed today, along with 15 other people. She is the second U.S. citizen released since the ceasefire began on Friday. The other was 4-year-old Abigail Idan, who was set free over the weekend. Today's release comes on the 6th day of the temporary truce between Israel and Hamas, which has technically about to expire. But the Israeli cabinet is currently meeting to vote on another possible extension. Hamas kidnapped about 240 hostages during its deadly attack on Israel on October 7th. Let's go straight to foreign correspondent Richard Engel in Tel Aviv. Richard, I just glanced at the clock. This transfer is happening literally under the wire of the deadline.
This deadline is supposed to expire within minutes, but it seems very likely that there will be an extension of the truce. This truce has now lasted 6 days, and negotiators are talking about a possible 2-day extension on the backs of this latest release, which had been expected all day. One of the biggest headlines is that, yes, there is another American citizen, Liat Beinin, 49 years old. Her husband, however, also 49, remains in Hamas custody, remains a hostage in Gaza. She was taken from a kibbutz right on the Israeli border, right close to Gaza. She was in a safe room on the kibbutz. Her husband was out and decided to try and fight off the attackers, and both of them were taken. He remains a hostage. They're not the only stories. They're not the only people who were released right now. They are currently on their way to Israel. They are safely out of the Gaza Strip. This transfer facilitated, like all of the others, by the Red Cross. Another story, Yardin Roman, a woman, 36 years old. Her story, incredibly harrowing. She's also on her way home right now. When she was kidnapped, she was with her husband and their 3-year-old daughter. Hamas gunmen surrounded their car, and she made one of the most impossible decisions that any parent, any mother could make. She handed her 3-year-old to her husband and said, "You can run faster than I can." And the two of them made that impossible choice to leave that vehicle as it was surrounded by Hamas gunmen and run for safety. And very soon it seems that this mother will be reunited with her daughter and her husband. Also significant about this release, there were 2 18-year-old Israeli men, Israeli young adults. And that is something Hamas has been extremely reluctant to do. Hamas has only been willing, it is talked about only being willing to release women and children. But this time it released a 16-year-old boy, a 17-year-old boy, and 2 18-year-olds. So that could show a higher degree of flexibility, which is something that Israel has been demanding. So we will see if this truce that has allowed these hostage releases to take place is extended. It does seem likely at this stage. In exchange for these releases, Israel is setting free 30 Palestinian prisoners from Israeli jails. Lester?
All right, Richard, thank you. Please stand by. Senior White House correspondent Kelly O'Donnell joins me now. Kelly, you could almost feel that the White House has been sitting on bated breath all day waiting to be able to make this announcement. What are you hearing?
Absolutely, Lester. And the president is in Colorado and heading to the airport in Pueblo. And that could be an opportunity for him to comment on this publicly if he chooses to do so. Earlier at his event on an unrelated economic matter, he told the audience he had been on the phone on Air Force One talking to his national security team about this expected release of another hostage. So clearly the president is being briefed on this minute by minute. He has been very engaged in all of the diplomacy here. And of course, the White House would point out having an American released is a part of their work, but there is more work to do. Additional citizens need to be released, obviously Israelis and others, and trying to extend this period of peace short-term peace where there isn't hot fighting, trying to extend that for the humanitarian aid that can also go in, and continuing to try to release hostages. So it has been fragile. It has been something the White House has very much said they've been fully engaged in, trying to work with the Qataris and Egypt and Israel on these negotiations. Certainly a benefit for the American family that is embracing this news tonight. The White House would also point out that very early in the conflict, before this agreement, there were 2 Americans who were among those released. So now 4 Americans who have been hostages in the early part of the conflict and through this negotiated process have now been made free. And we expect that the president will want to comment more about this after he gets additional details. What we have seen is he has said with the last release, the 4-year-old girl, Abigail, that he wanted to be certain she was out of harm's way, that she had been transferred, wanted all those steps to fall in place before he spoke publicly. Lester?
All right, Kelly, thanks very much. That concludes this NBC News special report. We'll have much more ahead on our streaming network, NBC News Now, online at NBCnews.com, and tonight on NBC Nightly News. For now, I'm Lester Holt in New York. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.